have you got the fan on, Shaz? You know that the bathroom's going to get all mank and mouldy if you don't use the fan.
I know, Des, but then it started sounding like a Kiwi mating call and just stopped all of a sudden.
Really? Damn. Did you know that a hot shower or bath can put a couple of litres or a gallon of water into the air as water vapour in the steam? I can see it collecting on the window already.
All right, Einstein, you better open the window then and help ventilate it out.
You're right, Shaz. That's better than nothing.
Whew. Oh my God, it's getting freezing now. You better fix it, Des.
Do you hear that?
Yeah? What is it?
What is that? It's broken down. What was that? Making no sound. Like some awful sounding jazz. Quick, you gotta fix it now. Screeching like a Kiwi bird. No more spinning like it's shell. Starting to upset its chest. Quick, you gotta fix it now. Riddles coming down my ears. Starting to get cold in here. Nothing to remove the gas. Quick, you gotta fix it now. What is that broken down? What was that? Making no sound. Like some awful sounding jazz. Quick, you better fix it now.
Yeah. Let's get it done, eh? I've got enough jobs to do to get the house renoed. I hardly need a maintenance job to add to the pile. But fixing the fan's already been on the list since we bought the house, as it's not properly vented and it's just dumping all the bathroom moisture up into the roof space currently, which is certainly not ideal. So it's time to fix it properly. The original unit is an all-in-one heat light fan unit, but we have installed central heating already, so I'm just going to replace it with a straight fan unit and leave the old unit in place for now and remove it when we renovate the bathroom. The roof space is easy to access as I've already installed an attic ladder. There's just enough space to get the 6-inch or 150mm diameter duct from the roof space to the soffit, so that I can install an external grill in the soffit to exhaust the moisture outside. I could have also vented this through the gable end or out through the roof, but this was the easiest option for me. Here I've just finished running the duct out to the soffit. It wasn't very fun crawling in there on all the fiberglass insulation. Shaz reckoned the vent would look better black, so I'm using a matte black spray paint that is self-priming and works on plastic to quickly make these black. They had some black ones at the store, but they were glossy and Shaz didn't like how they looked. This is an easy enough fix. We've already done this to the external gully traps and downpipes, so I'm confident this paint works. When spray painting, try not to rush. Lay down multiple light coats rather than one heavy coat. I did this as soon as I got these home from the store, so that the paint would be well cured when I went to install them. Time to install the painted grille into the Soffit. I can see from the nails that hold the fibre cement sheet in place where the timber is behind the sheet, so I can mark out the hole I need to cut for the grille to avoid the timber structure. the dust from cutting this stuff is not great, so I'm wearing my mask and have created the enclosure by taping a clear plastic bag around the hole with my vacuum inside to help collect the dust while I cut the hole. The vacuum was sucking in the bag, so I cut some holes in the bag at the top to allow air in and taped a mesh garden pot over the vacuum cleaner to stop the bag getting sucked in. First, I drilled a hole big enough for my jigsaw blade to get started. I'm using a special abrasive type blade in the jigsaw designed for cutting this kind of sheet that makes this job way easier. I'm still an amateur at this YouTube thing, and my camera is about to run out of battery, so I'm going to tell you now what you missed. Once the hole is cut, I place the vent in the hole and check it's square to the wall. I then mark the mounting holes with a pencil and drill small pilot holes into the soffit. The pilot holes are slightly smaller than the screws I used to mount the vent. I can easily reach the ducting that I poked through from the ceiling space. I pull this out of the soffit and over the flange on the external grill. I used the supplied zip tie to attach the duct to the grill, and then put some PVC tape on as well to help stop it from slipping off. I attached the ducting to the grill again, and this time it fit back in the hole. I attached it to the soffit with 4 screws. I used a hand screwdriver, as the fibre cement sheet is quite thin, and it would have been easy to strip the holes out when attaching the screws. It all worked out in the end, even if I had to finish it off with a light in the dark. I'm happy with the result. This fan motor is located on the extract grill. You can also get ones where the fan is located in the ductwork. I worked out I could use the cardboard packaging as a template for cutting the hole. I have checked from above where I can locate the fan in the ceiling. I also use a stud finder to double check. I mark it out on the ceiling and then get Shazz to hold the vacuum cleaner while I drill a few holes to get started and use the jigsaw again to cut out the hole. Temporarily place the unit into the hole and mark out for the hole for the wire to come through from the ceiling and the 4 mounting holes. I drill a hole for the wire and 4 pilot holes for the mounting screws. 2 of the mounting holes hit the timber ceiling joist on the edge of the hole, but 2 holes just go into the plasterboard. Those little plastic fixings that come in the packaging just never seem to work. Am I missing something about how they work? Or are they just the most useless designed item in history? So I use a crafty little hack and use little scraps of timber inside the ceiling that I first attach to the plasterboard with screws that will be covered by the fan. Using 4 screws, I mount the fan unit into the ceiling, and now we're ready to hook it all up. Disclaimer, I'm not an electrician or electrical professional and certainly not competent to train anyone else to do this type of work. Electricity is very dangerous and rules and requirements differ from place to place. Don't undertake this work yourself unless you are competent and confident to do so and are allowed to. If in doubt, get a Sparky to do it for you. What I show in this video is for entertainment purposes only. I've already mapped out my electrical circuits and labelled them in my main switchboard. As when undertaking a big renovation like this, it saves you heaps of time, helps keep you safe and stops you annoying your Shazz.
Have you switched off the Wi-Fi again, Daz? Oh my god, can you tell me before turning off the oven again?
Unlike Shazz, electricity is no joke, so I always double and triple check that the circuit I'm working on is completely off and dead before touching any wires or parts. Here I am, back up in the ceiling, not my favourite place to work. It's pretty dusty up there, and I forgot to wear my respirator this time. Yuck. With the power off, I disconnect the fan wire from the old fan and drop it down the hole for connecting to the new one. I attached the ducting to the fan housing in the same way as I attached it to the exterior grille, with a zip tie and some PVC tape. I've purchased a fan with a humidity sensor that claims it will operate until steam is completely eliminated. This sounds good to me, as we typically leave it running for a little while to do this and sometimes forget to turn it off. You can also get units with a built-in delay timer, or you can install a delay timer at the switch. A timer option would probably suit a bathroom that also has a toilet, as you might want to leave it on to remove the smells. We plan to move the toilet into its own little fancy powder room in the future, as our house is 4-bedroom, and we think that makes sense for functionality to separate the toilet. Let us know in the comments what you think of these plans. I adjust the wiring at the switch for the humidity controlled fan. I connect the wires to the new fan and test it out. I pop the supplied grill onto the fan and attach it with the set screw. Ta-da! No more steam on the windows, mirror and walls or in the roof space.
What is that broken down? What was that? Making no sound. Like some awful sounding jazz. Quick, you better fix this now.
Can't believe you actually fixed something, Daz. Having that window open, it was getting kind of nibbly in here.